Oh my god, this is episode 42 of the Keep On Trucking podcast. Yeah. No. No.
Yeah.
You think that's funny?
Yeah.
The very first time, dude, I have a very special guest for the first time. Comedian, co-writes our sketches. Everybody, it's Luke Davis. Oh my god, it's Luke Davis, everybody. Wow, dude. Wow, he's in my van. We came in here together, and he pissed outside, and he pissed in his shoes, and he brought it into the van, dude.
I don't think that's what happened.
Every time you come in my van, you've disrespected it. Remember the very first time you were in here, you invited yourself in.
Yeah.
And
I wanted to see. I wanted to see what was going on, and it was pretty much exactly what I thought.
You offered to give me a ride home from a mic, and it was a snowy day.
With a car that wasn't mine.
With a car that was yeah, and you you took like the longest route possible. You got here, and you're like, "Can I see the van?" I was like, "Yeah, it's right there," and you parked and you came inside.
Oh, see the van. That means, can I come into the van?
I thought you just wanted to look at it.
Can I see the van? Oh yeah, there it is. And I'm the asshole.
I thought you wanted to look at the outside.
Look, see it. It's right there.
That's what I thought you meant. And then
no, can I see your place? Yeah. You can see it through the window. There it is. I wanted to see the van, and he's like, "Oh, you meant come in." What a piece of shit.
Yeah, well, I mean, when I saw that you wanted to see the inside of it, I opened the door so you can look at it, and you let yourself in.
Did I really?
Yes, dude.
I don't remember that.
Wow, dude. Here, hold up.
Is this gonna still be on the episode?
I got this, dude. Yeah.
All right. What happened?
The light did a fucking. Oh. There's a new ring light.
Yeah.
My other one ripped. There you go.
Woo.
Yeah. Anyway. And so that's gonna be the budget for this whole episode, dude. We're in my van, and a ring light that doesn't work.
Yeah. That was pretty expensive.
Yeah, it was $50, dude.
Yeah.
So the whole reason why I didn't do the the vlogs this week. It's like I'm starting out with fucking negative $50. I'm not doing it.
Yeah.
No, dude. Speaking of the vlogs, dude, you've been. Oh wow, dude.
Oh, is it broken?
Wow. No, I gotta charge it.
Oh.
That's the whole thing. Oh, you know what I'm gonna do?
Why don't we just use our phone lights?
Here, yeah. Put up your phone light.
Okay.
And I'm gonna fucking. I have a.
Can you see us now? Is it gonna be a spooky app? He's looking for his bag right now, folks. We're gonna restart.
I don't know, dude. Where's my backpack?
I think this is the most interesting part of the app so far.
Yeah, dude. Talk about where you're from.
Well, let's talk about that intro first of all. You're like, yeah, I'll bring you onto the. I was like, are you gonna take the reins? And you were like, yeah, I'll just bring. I was like, you got to introduce me. So you give me a nice intro, and then you're like, yeah, Luke brought his pissy shoes into the van. Every time this guy, like, you didn't say anything about me. You weren't like, oh, he's a comedian. I think maybe you did.
No, I said you're a comedian.
You said I am a comedian.
I said you're a comedian. I said you're a good friend, and we co-write sketches together.
Oh yeah, and then you were like, this guy disrespects my van every time he comes in.
I don't think you ever came in here and not like spilled anything. Like first time was snow salt.
Snow salt, yeah.
The second time was a beer, right?
Yeah, it was a White Claw, I think.
You spilled the whole White Claw.
Yeah. And then this time, we thought that maybe I had because I peed outside, and I was watching the puddle the whole time to make sure I didn't get my foot in it. But then when I came back in, only one of my shoes was wet. So then I thought, well, I must have somehow stepped in it. So I took one step onto the back pad that Frankie has laid out here.
The back of my house?
The back pad of your house. Yeah, your pad. But I just mean the insulation, the wood panel. I took one step onto it, and saw that, I might have potentially stepped in some piss. And then we wiped it, and it was not piss.
What was it?
It was water.
You don't know that, dude.
I mean, I smelled it. It didn't smell like piss. And then I wiped it. It was not any sort of yellow. I mean, piss is yellow. My piss is brown. Can they hear you?
Yeah.
Okay.
Oh, dude. I am a genius.
Oh, yeah.
I am a genius.
There we are.
Dude. Fuck yeah.
Good shit.
All right, dude.
Do you ever add any sound effects on this?
No, just the intro song.
Okay. Yeah. You wouldn't do like, I am a genius.
The most pretentious shit. I imagine just blurs your face out. Just cha-ching, cha-ching.
Yeah.
Just like little golds.
Yeah, then you just like do like a clip of yourself just looking cool standing on the roof and looking at the city. And you're like, this is my...
And just that's the podcast.
And you're like, this is my city.
All right, what the fuck was I going to say? Speaking of the vlogs, dude, people know who you are now because I mentioned your name so much in the vlogs.
Oh,
and
is that so? I'm like being cocky to you now about being famous, and you're any sort of relevance I have on the internet is a result of knowing you. I'm like, oh really? Well,
dude, famous is a weird word, dude. Fucking, because it's like TikTok. So I'm like, it's like 130,000 followers on TikTok.
Right. No, I'm
on
not.
Instagram is like 3 followers. On YouTube is like 2.5.
Right.
So it's a weird thing. People are like, oh, you're famous now, and I'm like, but then I'll get recognized.
Yeah.
And I'm like, so it's real, but I don't know what to anyways, dude. That's not the point of this. The point is, how does that make you feel, dude? Like in.
Well, I mean, it doesn't feel like anything. I've never been recognized. This is this is a question that pertains to you. I mean, it hasn't affected my life. Knowing, I mean, of course, but not in like real life. Except for like sometimes like comics will kind of be like, well, oh, he runs with Frankie, so like I feel like more comics know who I am, maybe. Right. And dude, I'm already regretting seeing this because like someone will see this and be like, "Who the fuck is Luke Davis?" I don't know Luke Davis, and then they'll go see my comedy and be like, "Oh."
Well, no. I mean, no one that's thinking that's gonna watch this, anyways.
Right.
The majority of people that watch this are like people from Paris, California, and people and like the loyal guys from TikTok that bled on over to YouTube.
Yeah.
Thank you for bleeding on over here.
Well, really, the people that who know who I am off the internet are just people who are like obsessed with you. Like not obsessed, but just like people who are actually your legitimate fans.
Right. This is funny. Like I'm like, you want to get on the podcast? Like, yeah. I'm like, let's talk about me.
And then you try to phrase it like it's about me. You're like, so I kind of made you a name. How does that feel?
So people know you now because of me. How does that make you feel? But bring it back around to me.
It feels it feels cool. I'm glad that we're tied together.
That we are together. Start making out.
Yeah.
No, dude, the way you feel is probably the exact same way that I feel.
Yeah.
Like nothing has come from it besides attention, which is well,
you've gotten some sort of. There's been other things. There's been like show spots and.
Yeah.
This is already like such a dick podcast. We're like, well, now that Frankie's life has changed forever.
It has. I'm still wearing my van.
Yeah. Well, one thing that I think is interesting, and I tell you this, but maybe your listeners will think this is interesting, or maybe you will cut this part because you don't want even this.
No, I probably won't.
Revelation to dawn on anyone, but it's like you are one of probably the only people who has ever gotten any sort of level of like fame or just just being known, who just also lives in a van on the street. Like it's so fucking like dangerous.
Dude, I showed a video of like the graffiti in my van, and some fucking guy commented, "Oh, this guy parks on this street."
Yeah.
And I'm like, "What do you gain from that guy?" I like just deleted it, and
it was the right street.
Yes, it was like so now people know where you live.
Oh yeah.
Oh, I guess people didn't know that I parked. Oh, I guess now they do. But Yeah, like so that part kind of
Well,
sucks.
I'm okay with that because I have
You have
a
locks.
door. Well, no, I mean you have doors, but yeah.
Yeah, but I don't know. Dude. I don't think anyone's out to do me harm. Like, what reason would anybody have to do me harm?
No, I don't. I can't. You want me to answer that? Why would anyone hurt me?
That knows who I am. Why would they be like, all right, I know that guy. Fuck him. Like people, and I feel like anybody that would hurt me in the van would just be someone trying to break in.
Yeah,
Like, let's see
it
what's
would
in
be
there.
like a happy coincidence if they knew. Not a happy coincidence, but
Terrible coincidence.
a bad
An
coincidence.
upsetting coincidence.
Happy coincidence for them if they were robbing you and like beating you up and they were like, "Hey, Frankie Hoy."
Hey, you're the guy from the fucking thing.
Yeah, but no, I don't think anyone would do it. Just you never know with people. It's like, you have just like people that are just want attention. Like that's
I killed the guy.
yeah,
Oh, dude, I don't even want to think of Jesus Christ, dude. Why would I even say that?
yeah.
I like Selena. I am just like Selena, the singer.
Who's Selena?
Selena, the Mexican singer that got shot by her
Oh.
manager.
Okay, I didn't know about that.
No,
Her manager shot her. When did this happen?
she was like her lesbian manager. Like she was in love with her. This happened.
The
like-
manager was in love with Selena.
yeah, the things happened in 1995.
Okay,
And
Selena. Now, would there be any songs that I know?
como la flor, con tanto amor,
Ah.
me diste tú.
I don't think I know it.
We have cultural differences, dude. That
Yeah.
I see every now and then. Like,
Yeah.
I'm barely like I listened to Piano Man for the first time
Hmm.
and I cried, and you laughed at me.
It's just I've heard that song so many times on the radio, and so I thought, like, you were like, "Have you heard the song Piano Man?"
Dude, I grew up so like the closest thing growing up to us was like a Chuck E. Cheese for entertainment. So for me, it was just my house,
Well,
just like our Mexican
You mean as far as like American culture?
yeah. It was just like it was my hometown it's just Mexicans, dude. I don't even think like any white. There was like one white chick that went to my high school,
Oh, really?
and it was all Mexicans and black people.
Yeah.
So I never knew of Billy Joel, barely even knew Michael Jackson.
Mhm.
I think the only American pop culture thing I was into growing up was like one of the Beatle albums.
Well, you liked SpongeBob.
Yeah, all right, yeah. Well, cartoons, dude, things that pertain to me, but things that are just like
But
Billy
But
Joel.
SpongeBob is like that's American culture in a distinctive way. Like you're still part of American culture. You
It-
grew up in America.
Yeah, it's American culture, but for that's like broad for like all the children 'cause it's
Dude.
cartoons.
But I'm saying like for me, like Billy Joel was broad, like because it was just we listened to the radio, and I would listen to the radio with my parents. It would be the same thing as like, oh, you turn on the TV, there's SpongeBob. Oh, you turn on the radio, there's Billy Joel. But then you probably listen to like Spanish American radio.
We listened to they're like talk shows, and they pull pranks.
Yeah.
Like Piolín, there was a guy named like you probably don't even know who this is, but he's like my Billy Joel. There's a guy named Piolín por la mañana,
Okay.
and he got off the air because he like through a prank found out that a guy was cheating on his wife, and this guy happened to be a lawyer, and
Through a prank.
like yeah like so like no yo you know I don't know what happened exactly, but his wife called in the show and he was like I think my husband's cheating on me, this and that. So he called him, faked like a whole thing, whatever, and they found out that he was cheating on his wife.
And this was not just like a setup
No, dude.
hoax radio prank, because
No.
a lot of times it is. But yeah.
Well, this guy was like, I'm a lawyer. What are you doing in my business, publicizing all this shit? Sued him, got him off the air for like 5 years, dude.
Yeah.
And then, so some of it, like that was like the talk shows
Yeah.
we went through, and then it's a lot of like radio, like humor,
Yeah.
like like just like quick jokes, like that. But it was all in Spanish,
Mhm.
and then just and just like little pranks like that where you would call somebody, like
Yeah.
that's what I grew up on.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
And then my mom listened to this lady called Dr. Laura. You know who that is?
No.
It's just this lady. It's like the Dr. Phil of radio.
Okay.
And my mom one time said that she called her
Uh huh.
to complain about me,
Yeah.
and I cried. I was like, everybody in school is gonna know that you called Dr. Laura and told them that I still sleep with you.
You don't remember it?
No, well, I think she's lying to me, but
Oh.
it's probably like the longest lie she's ever held up.
Oh.
Because I grew up with sisters, and they moved out at some point, and I was scared to sleep by myself.
Uh huh.
I was like in 6th grade. My mom would tell you I was 18 just to like shit on me.
Yeah.
But like realized I was in 6th grade.
Yeah. So like 11 years
I
old.
was like 11. So my sisters were gone, and now I'm like, I believe in ghosts.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm like, so I would sneak in their room and like sleep on their floor because they
Yeah.
had the TV on. I didn't have a TV in my room.
Yeah.
So I would like just sleep on their floor and watch TV. I'm like, go to your room. What are
Yeah.
you doing?
Yeah.
And so this happened for so long that she was like, hey, I called Dr. Laura.
Oh.
And she said that I gotta be tougher to you and you can't sleep in here anymore, this and that. And I started crying. I was like, people are gonna like I could have sued her for name defamation.
Yeah.
Or what's the term?
But she didn't actually call her. She just said that.
I don't know. She claims to this day that she did call
Oh,
her.
she keeps it up.
So to this day, I don't know if she actually called Dr. Laura.
Why would Dr. Laura give her? Oh, but
Because she was like the doctor.
oh,
for
it was on the radio. So you call
Yeah.
in on the radio show.
Yeah, but I don't even think my mom even knew how to call in, dude.
Oh yeah, you would. They just say the number. They just say call this number.
I don't know, dude.
Yeah.
Has
Well,
your-
that's funny. They probably.
Defamed me, dude. They defamed my name, and then
Well, she didn't say my son Frankie.
oh, I don't know, but like, I guess
She said
I
she
guess
probably just
know.
called in and just said my son is this and that.
Yeah.
If
And
she did call, she probably wasn't my son Frankie Hoy, who's in 6th grade and goes to
Palms Elementary.
Yeah.
No, she no, I don't. But it worked.
Yeah.
And I never stepped in a room
Yeah.
ever again.
And you just sucked it up about the ghosts.
I toughened it out, dude. And this sucks because one time I woke up from a nightmare, an exorcist nightmare,
Mhm.
to cats fucking in the backyard, and I was like, the exorcist is real, and it's in my and it's in my closet.
Yeah.
And then later on, I found that it was cats fighting or fucking
Okay. Yeah.
in the backyard. Anyways, dude.
Do you still believe in ghosts?
Yeah, dude, I do have some ghost stories.
You
Do you have? Do you?
No, I don't. I mean, I just have never seen any ghost things, and so I have no reason to believe other than just like other people have told me there's things. But I feel like that's one of those things that if you don't have your own experience with it, you don't believe it because there's no reason to like want to believe in ghosts. Like you're like, oh, like you just have faith about ghosts. like I understand with religion, it's like
But
I'll go to heaven, or like there's hope. But what is the hope with being a ghost that you just like are just this trapped soul on the earth forever, not being able to to express how you feel to people, just being able to go.
are you religious, or did you grow up religious?
I did grow up Catholic, and I was religious.
Ghosts and demons are part of religion, Catholicism. No?
We never believed in ghosts. We believed in the devil. But
Hmm.
you believe that when you die, your soul goes to heaven or hell. It doesn't hang around. The only hanging around that
Yeah.
happens in the Catholic is purgatory. So it's like, purgatory.
Yeah. It's
Yeah.
like the waiting room, right?
Yes, where you kind of sort out the stuff that you didn't fix. So that's kind of a similar idea to like the idea of ghosts, because it's like ghosts, they always have like a thing that they still need to get
Do you
resolved.
talk to anybody in purgatory, or do you wait in line to talk to someone?
I don't know how that part works. I think it's like you have your like a parole officer, like your guy that's like, all right, like before we get you before we get you into heaven, we need to make sure that we see you've changed. Yeah.
Oh,
It's like a
shit.
halfway house, and you probably have like a guy that you check in with or something like that,
That's funny. Dude. Imagine like dying at the DMV and then waking up and you're in purgatory, and you're like, I have more waiting.
Yeah. Yeah.
So my life is a waiting. I remember like that would boggle my mind. And my mom told me she was like, you live in heaven forever.
Yeah.
In my head, I was like, forever? Like
Yeah.
I couldn't wrap my head around. Like it would make my head hurt.
Yeah.
Thinking about that. But like now.
What about sorry, but just like a ghost at the DMV? Like you die at the DMV, and then you're a ghost at the DMV, and then it's like before you get to go on, you have to like get someone to get whatever done that you had to do at the DMV. Like that's your last unfinished business. Is like everything was fine, you just needed to get your license renewed.
So
And it's like before you can go to heaven, you have to do that. But you have to like tell people by like spilling water and then like rearranging the water. Why couldn't a ghost just pick up a pen and write?
Yeah. Dude, that's funny. Like you can't get into heaven until you get your permit.
Yeah, you have to get your
And then like when you finally get the attention of someone, and they're like, oh yeah, you brought the wrong paper.
yeah.
You find a way to get home and find the
Yeah,
right.
you have to go back now. You have to go back home and
Get the right registration.
yeah. You need to
Ghosts are never in a public place like that, huh? They're always like in homes.
homes or like
Yeah, they're never.
like a graveyard, I guess.
You ever get so bored you pray to see a ghost?
No,
a ghost?
I haven't prayed in a
Well,
long
not
time.
prayed, but you know.
Oh, like tried to.
Yeah, like you're like no, like just so bored, like you can't sleep at night. Like a fucking ghost would be interesting right now.
Dude, whenever I can't sleep, it brings me back to like God. It makes me like I should just ask God to let me fall asleep, because that's what I would. Because I've always had trouble sleeping
Yeah.
since I was a kid. When I was a kid, I would usually, if I couldn't fall asleep, I would pray to God to let me sleep.
Dude, you know I'm good at napping,
Yeah.
but like at night I'm just filled with energy.
Yeah.
Like to
Well, that's because you. That's the way your sleep schedule is set.
yeah, now it is because I do Uber Eats at night. Dude, is this hack when I say that I work from home? I feel like that's fucking stupid.
Yeah, I mean that joke's.
It's like too easy.
Yeah, that's everyone's got that. I had a joke when I.
Well, not everybody has that joke.
Everyone has that joke.
No, I work from home because I do Uber Eats from my van.
Yeah,
Everybody
everyone
has that joke.
everybody has that joke. No, I just mean like the mobile home thing. I feel like
Oh yeah, dude. When
I
was-
had one when I started that was like, yeah, I live in a RV, so I like to order a pizza and then make the guy chase me.
that was your first.
No, that was
You would say that on the false pretense.
I said that.
You never lived in an RV.
I said that yesterday.
No, you didn't.
No, but what were we?
Ghosts,
I don't want to
right.
talk about comedy too much,
Oh,
but I mean we can. But we were talking about. You said that if you would you ever pray to see a ghost? I've never wanted to see a ghost.
no, not even like just because you're bored.
I mean, not to my memory. I don't think I think I've like asked. I think I've been so bored that I'm like tried to talk to God and see if he would actually talk to me.
When was the last time you prayed?
I think the last time I prayed was a night that I couldn't fall asleep.
Like
But-
what, like 2 days ago?
No, it was like almost 3 years ago. It was during the pandemic. But
We never talk about like God and religion, huh? This will be the first time on the podcast.
we have a little bit, but yeah,
Really?
not much.
When?
I don't know. Sometime. We've talked
Yeah.
about. You told me that you believed in ghosts. We got into a debate about that one time.
Yeah. Well, dude, I'm not really religious because I wasn't baptized. I was raised whatever because my mom was one of like 18 children and my dad was like one of 8 or 9. So everybody like I feel like they didn't get much attention. Like everything was scattered. My
Mhm.
dad's family is kind of was really Catholic.
Yeah.
My mom's family is just all over the place.
Yeah.
Like some of them are really religious. Some of them just like believe you gotta be good.
Mm-hmm.
My mom's like almost one of the youngest. So like nothing really trickled down to her that much until my grandma, she converted to becoming a Jehovah's Witness,
Mm.
and she were I think she lived with us for a little bit in California. So we started going to the Kingdom Hall for and then I started going around like like when you go around knocking people's doors.
Mm-hmm.
So like that's my only introduction, and people were like whip me with like fucking with like water hoses. That happened once, but people get mad. When
Wait, why would they whip you with?
No,
water
wet
hoses?
us.
Oh, wet us.
They would like we would go be like we're here to talk about Jehovah's.
Oh, you
Witness stuff.
were a Jehovah's Witness.
Well, I mean, as much as you could be at 7 years old.
Right.
Like I was like my mom was just like, you gotta go with your grandma, or let's go with your grandma to do
Okay.
Jehovah's Witness stuff.
Okay.
But like I think she was new to because she was only Jehovah's Witness for like maybe like the last 10 years of her life.
Mm-hmm.
But I don't know what she was before that. I think Catholic or Christian.
Yeah.
But anyway, so when I was born, that's all I knew.
Yeah.
And that was very brief. But that's the only introduction I have to religion was that.
Mhm.
And now whenever I think about Jehovah's Witnesses, I think about Burger King
Why?
because that's what my mom would take me afterwards
Okay.
to Burger King.
Yep. Like a treat for doing Jehovah's Witness.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, what are the doctrine, or what are Jehovah's Witness? What do they believe?
From what I remember, from being a 7-year-old, they say that like it's all like pointless, like because it's all branches of Christianity or
Mhm.
Catholicism. It's like he didn't die like this; he died like this with his hands up.
Oh, they were on the top of the cross?
Yeah, that he died like that.
I don't know why that's a big.
Me either.
Yeah.
But like that's like no, that's not how he died. This is how he died.
Yeah.
That's
That's just, you could probably fact check that. Like, how did they crucify people?
oh yeah. Huh.
Like, but I feel like it was like this because why would it be a T if you weren't going to get the hands wide? Why wouldn't it just be one
It's
stick?
just for aesthetic.
He's just up here like this, and then it's like, why are these parts there?
Yeah, balance.
Yeah.
Well, there's that.
Okay.
The birthday thing. I remember this. No, you weren't allowed to receive gifts because one time somebody gifted somebody a head on their birthday. The head of someone. Do you know the story?
Mm-mm.
Me either. It's on somebody's birthday, like in the Bible.
Mhm.
He was like, I want that fool's head, and they chopped off his head and they gave it to him as a gift.
Right.
And then Jehovah's Witnesses were like, well, now we can't celebrate
Now we
birthdays.
can't. Thanks for ruining it for the rest of us for
Yeah.
birthdays.
And those are the only two things that honestly I remember. And like everything is just the same. Just don't steal.
Right.
Don't eat too much.
But they still believe
Nah.
that Jesus came down and died
Yeah, that he came back.
for your sins.
Dude, all the basics are all there.
Yeah.
Like everything that everyone believes is all there. It's just like the in between the lines.
Yeah.
Like he died that way, and then now we don't talk to them. It's like, all right, dude. what?
Because
yeah.
yeah.
It's like just hang out.
Yeah.
Religion is stupid. Hot take.
Well, that so then when your grandmother died, you stopped doing that?
Well, she moved back to Mexico before she passed away.
Okay.
So my mom never really kept up with it that much.
Mhm.
Like we would go every now and then. But whenever we would go to Mexico, sometimes my mom would go with her to the Kingdom Halls out there and stuff.
Mhm.
But I don't know. Well, what you guys do in North Carolina?
Well, we were Catholic because my mom is Catholic. So,
And your dad's like is nothing.
my dad was Baptist, which is like very southern sect of Christianity. And so that
No,
was
they don't believe in the gays, huh? Is that all the Baptists?
well, they
Hey.
believe in them.
They don't like them, right? Is that?
I mean, Catholics don't like the gays.
Oh, just Catholics in general.
I mean, most sects of Christianity are not cool with.
I started seeing that in front of churches now though. Like we accept the gays and the blacks. Have you seen that?
Well, that's just business, you know. If you're talking about like
Yeah.
classic, like
Religion.
what's in the script and what they believe. I mean, at one point the Pope was like, "Yeah, gays, it's fine," but for the longest time, like I asked one of my teachers one time, I was like, "What is the official Catholic stance on being gay?" Just because I was curious. And and they were like, "Well, if you are gay in your heart and you're, you have those thoughts and urges, that is not a sin. It's only a sin if you act on it." And I was like, "So you're just supposed to just have sex with someone you're not attracted to your whole life? Like that doesn't seem to make much sense to me." So that was when I sort of started to like,
Veer off
yeah.
the road.
Or I mean, like that was one of the things. It was also just like, I don't know. I didn't give a shit really. At some point, I was like, because like when you're a kid, you're just like scared of hell. I remember being scared
Yeah.
of hell, like Louis talks about in his special.
Yeah. Oh, plug.
I can. Oh yeah,
Just
live
plug.
at Madison Square Garden. But like that thing about like when you're raised Catholic, they're like, you're going to hell. That's true. That they do like strike that fear into you. Because they say we're all born with original sin. Because of the sins of Adam and Eve.
Right. Yeah. I never understood. I never understood how that affected me, but I guess like I remember like my mom put a bunch of blame on Eve. She's like, if she would have ate that fucking apple.
Right. It was like she was the one who was originally tempted by the snake, and then she convinced Adam.
Honestly, dude, pretty good story, dude.
Yeah, it's pretty
like,
good.
Aside from everything,
Yeah.
Good. It's a good little tale right
And
there.
then God was like, the one thing that I told you not to do, you do it. And they're like, but the snake said, and he's like, the snake is the devil, you idiot. He's like, get the fuck out of my garden.
And she was like,
ow.
didn't see that
The
one
snake
coming.
like, and then,
It's the collapse.
yeah, it goes from looking scary to looking way scarier. But then after that, they were banned from the Garden of Eden. They were scorned from it. They could not go back, and they realized that they were naked and they were ashamed. And they had shame about humanity, and
The guy, Adam was like, I was in the pool. Started shrinking.
yeah. And so it's
I can see
like-
why he would be ashamed, but I don't know. I don't see why Eve would be ashamed of being naked.
Well,
She could be like, well, I'm hot. They drew her hot, like in the little tower.
right.
Well, what's it called? Like the tower with Jehovah's Witnesses give out. There's like a picture of like
It's just a busty
Eve.
Eve.
She just
Yeah.
probably shouldn't be talking about.
Why was Eve embarrassed of being? Well, it's probably because her bush. She hadn't shaved. She looked, she had a mustache.
Wait, so so that's funny. Like even then, like you like so like back like before Christ, you had to be that. But then like somehow somewhere in the Victorian era, they're like, no, that's cool again
Yeah.
having bush. And then that's crazy. It's coming all back full circle because bushes are coming back, huh? Bushes.
I don't know.
But
I'm not having sex anymore
ever since the incident,
ever since the incident.
bushes and armpit hair are making a comeback.
Sort of. I mean,
I see armpit hair a lot on the internet, which I only assume bushes is like right there.
yeah, I guess. I don't know.
I don't know. The 70s are
Not the
coming
women that I talk to.
back. The 70s are coming back. Anyway, so where do they send them?
So then they were just banned from the garden, and that
where do
was
they go?
They just went to the other part of the world. God made the whole world, and then he made this garden, and he was like, this place is the shit.
Oh.
This is where I'm going to put all the cool animals. And then he put us in there, people. And then he was like, all right, you guys are all going to live in harmony. Nothing bad will happen here. Just one thing, just please do not eat this apple. And then the snake comes and is like, Eve, you should eat this apple.
Oh, wait, again? Are you telling me the story again?
Right, yeah.
No.
No, I'm just saying. Yeah, so she eats the apple, and then they have to go to the part of the world outside of this lush paradise that he made. So it's probably just
Like
like
swamp?
barren. No, like the desert, I bet.
Oh,
Or just this,
Paris, California?
yeah, just this scorned, scorched earth with no
Did they die?
signs of life. No, they had children. I mean, they died, of course.
Oh, and then they had children.
They had, well, they had children first, and then they died.
What were these religious names?
Cain and Abel are their children.
Oh,
And,
you don't hear
uh,
Cain a lot anymore.
No, Cain kind of washed out.
What, for reals?
Yeah, well,
Wait.
Cain killed Abel.
Oh,
Yeah,
the nerve.
yeah.
The nerve on this fucking
If I'm
guy.
remembering the story correctly, Cain killed Abel, but I don't remember why. I just remember, what I remember is, have you seen Spy Kids?
Yeah.
You remember Danny Trejo is in
Yeah,
it?
yeah, yeah.
And he's like their uncle, and they go to see
Yeah.
him, and they're like, we need to save our dad, your brother, Antonio Banderas. And then he's like, no, he's like, I'll never talk to that piece of shit again. And that's not a good.
What does that got to do with Cain and Abel?
And they're like, he's your brother, and he's like, Cain and Abel were brothers.
Damn, dude, you're kind of refreshing my memory on
Spy Kids.
on religion.
Mm.
I feel like I've heard of this before, but I completely forgot about it.
Yeah. So
There
there
was two brothers.
were two brothers, and then somehow those two brothers went on to, populate the entire world.
Cain and Abel, huh?
Yeah. I guess the first two people in the world,
We're two dudes.
no, a man and a woman, Adam and Eve, and then they had two sons,
One killed
and
the
then one killed the other one, and then now we have all of. I guess probably what happened is Cain killed Abel, and then he had sex with Eve, his mother,
Oh,
and then
come on, dude.
look, if you're starting a
A world?
a world from two people, you're gonna have to have some incest in there, right?
Yeah, I guess, dude.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Thanks, Cain and Eve. That's man, dude.
Yeah. Say thank you to Cain and Eve.
These guys, dude.
Yeah.
And real bloody story, huh? Just to be like, yeah, so don't steal.
Yeah, I like how
just to be like, yeah, so don't eat too much.
I like how at the beginning, like the worst thing that can happen is like eating an apple, and then the next chapter of the story, it's just like murder.
Oh, is that where the sins come from?
The sin
Like
comes
gluttony?
from the original sin that we all have.
Is being
So the scripture says is because Eve ate that apple. And so that's why we have original sin, and that's why we have to be saved by the salvation of Jesus Christ. We have to accept Jesus as our Lord and Savior, and only then can we go to heaven.
And that's why I brought you here.
And
to my van.
that's
Luke.
why that's what I want to talk to you good folks about.
We're 36 minutes in, dude. And I'm fucking
Yeah.
the first half, the light was off. Second half, the light was on, and we spoke the truth.
And we saw the light.
Oh my god, dude! All right, dude. All right, so you've been in New York for what? A year now, right? A year and some change.
Yeah. I've been here since November of 2021, and it is now February of 2023. So that would be 13 or
We got here the same month.
15 months. Yeah,
I got here a week after you. Right?
yeah.
Here.
Yeah, you got here like what?
I got the 26th.
Oh,
I
so you
got
got here 3 weeks after me, almost a full month.
Right, November 26th. So what was the mindset that you wanted to come to New York? Did you always want to move to New York, or was it for stand up?
Yeah. I wanted to move to New York.
Well, like what was the first thought, like the thought process of you moving out here?
I always loved the city.
Right.
I came here when I was 10, and I just thought it was great.
Oh, nice.
And I was like, I want to live here one day. And I originally wanted to just come here to do like movie stuff and like be in film production or TV.
Yeah.
And then I studied film, and I was like, I'm going to go to New York. I'm not going to go to LA. And I studied film in college.
Wait, why not LA? Because have you been to LA at this point? Have you been to LA? You were just convinced by.
I just fully was like bought into the whole thing that people say of like LA is like
Oh, okay, yeah.
bunch of fakes, snakes in the
Right.
grass, whatever. Yeah, I'm sure LA is, has been great for some people.
Yeah, it's like
some
everywhere.
People, some
Yeah.
people love LA.
There's some truth to that, but like I got good friends in LA.
Yeah.
And then there's also but like you see those people and like you sniff it out immediately.
Yeah.
People that are just like, oh, like what's your name? How many followers you got? Oh, fucking let's be friends.
Yeah.
It's like, dude, fucking hang out, dude. Just tell a joke.
Yeah, sure. Well,
Anyways.
yeah. I just heard that like I don't know, but it's not really fair because I've never been to LA, so I don't really know. I have no idea what LA is like.
Yeah, I mean, there's some of those guys over here too. So it's
Sure.
It's just
Sure.
anyway.
But anyway, I was just like, I've been to New York. I love New York. I
Right.
want to come here.
Yeah.
And then, so I graduated college during the pandemic from Elon University. Yeah. And then during the pandemic, I was just a bum. I had graduated college and I was doing nothing for many months. And I was just depressed. And just like the only thing I was doing was I was dating this girl.
Right. It was going terribly, or it was going good.
It was fine, but it wasn't like it was just a point of stagnation for me.
Right. And you had a job at this point, or you were
No
just
job,
just getting paid?
collecting unemployment.
Right.
And then I got the job at UPS. I did seasonal work at UPS.
Yeah.
And that gave me enough money combined with earning, getting unemployment while living on my parents' couch. That was like enough to like move out and never have to move back home.
You moved to your friend's house or you moved out here?
I moved to my friend's house first, and then I started doing stand-up again. And then I was like, I want to do stand-up. Like, I was like, I thought I wanted to fully focus on, like, making a career in film. But then I was like, no, I would rather, be a stand-up.
And
Yeah. then I was like, well, I should still go to New York anyway. Because I already wanted to go to New York for something else. And then I was like, oh, now I should go here for this,
Right, yeah. And how much did you save up before coming out?
I came here. I came here with like $7,000.
And how long? 7. So that was after the U-Haul, after the deposit.
That was after I had also, after everything with moving and also like first month's rent and the security deposit.
Okay, so just $7,000 to
Yeah,
start you off.
yeah, and now I have no money. I don't have any money, but I have a job, and it pays enough to where I could reasonably save money if I'm just not very good with money. I mean, you know this.
Yeah.
But
well, and thank God for your job too, because you practice on it every day. Like, I don't want to say that without it you wouldn't be a good video editor, because that's obviously why you got the job.
right.
But you practice on it daily.
Yeah.
And you figure out new features and shit to edit or
Yeah.
sketches,
Yeah.
which it fucking works out, dude.
Yeah.
Perfect.
No, the job is cool. It's just like, it's a little bit like, I kind of wish I had something.
That paid more?
No, well,
I
like
don't
it's
know.
like if I had something worse, I feel like I would work harder on stand up
Oh, all right.
sometimes.
Yeah, dude. I don't even know if I believe in that. Like, like part of me does.
Yeah.
Cause when I worked at the car wash, I hated it, dude.
Yeah,
And I had more fun doing stand up.
of course.
But no, I don't know, dude. I don't know. I don't know how much of that.
Well,
is
it's like
true.
because I am by nature like a lazy person. And
Yeah.
so if I have like a worse situation, I can like kick it into high gear. But then like if I have like, oh, you can have enough by doing a half-ass, then it's like that's what I'll do. And that's why I've been trying to like get up and like change that,
Yeah.
So I've been like I've been improving.
Yeah. But
I'm still not like quite there. But it's
Yeah.
just it's like if I had an external source motivating me then it would like be like it would force me to do it a little harder. But thank God that I don't. I mean, not thank God, but it's like
Kane, thank Kane.
thank Kane for fucking his mom.
I don't know that's.
Yeah, I don't think that's what happened. But I mean none of it
Yeah.
really happened.
I
But
don't know.
but
Anyways.
but wait,
Dude.
but no, it's like it's like it's just like okay, it's my responsibility to like step up and like do better, because it's like if I wanted I could just have this job,
Yeah.
so it's like, but it's like it's also a great position to be in, because it's like
Well, yeah, because
I have freedom.
and it is a job that exercises the muscle that we use,
Yeah,
that we're trying to use constantly.
and we still like work. Like I work hard, but not as hard as I need to.
Yeah, but also if you had a shitty job, dude, I don't see the because you don't have money where you're comfortable enough where you're like, yeah, I'm fucking rolling in money.
No,
Like, you're like still barely getting by.
Yeah.
So
but that's because I'm like I'll just like go out one night and like fucking just go on a date with a, just some whore. No, I'm just kidding. But
yeah, I don't know, dude, because you still work pretty hard at stand up, and
I do
Like
okay.
like if you had a shitty job, I think you would have still. What's happening? What's what I do? Like I barely get by,
Mhm.
and then I just get up a little more. But I'm not fucking like progressing, like taking leaps as a stand up. I'm still fucking like doing the baby steps that everybody else is.
Yeah, I mean, you can't treat it like you have to chip away at it. It's like
Yeah, dude. That's why I don't put out stand up clips. Like people are like, oh, like and I have 132,000 followers now, dude. And so like I don't. Oh yeah, little weird flex
Ooh.
on TikTok. So I don't want to put out a stand up clip
Mhm.
because my stand up skill isn't 132,000 fucking followers
right.
worth.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? People are following me because of little vlogs. I put out a stand up clip, and then dude, also like it's weird that I'm getting popular for a guy trying to make it as a stand up. So now whenever I put out a stand up clip, people fucking want to criticize. It's like, oh, like they want to give me pointers. Like, oh,
Right.
actually maybe you fucking did this.
But you're always gonna have critics anytime you're in the
Yeah.
public eye.
Yeah, I guess.
I mean, it's like when you get to the point where your people are seeing you that don't like you, like not in real life, but like on the internet and stuff. It's
Right.
like that's how you know you're getting good traffic.
Yeah. I don't I'm trying to take this whole shit as slow as possible, dude.
Yeah.
Like I'm not trying to be like fucking fame and like I want to be a good stand up.
Right.
That's what I want to be known for.
Yeah.
So like when I feel like I'm becoming more and more solid on my act, then I'll start slowly putting out
Yeah.
jokes and shit. Not right now where I'm like, oh fuck, I got a decent following. Just fucking here's everything.
Right.
And people come out to see me and they're
Yeah.
like, this guy fucking ripped me off, dude. Why'd I pay $20 to see this asshole?
Yeah.
Like like
It's like the first, like when you get a hit, like a band will get a hit, and then like a record label will come to them
Yeah.
and be like, "Here's $100,000 for all your songs," and they're like, "Holy shit, $100,000!"
yeah.
But what they have is worth so much more. But if you put it all out now, then you'll just soil it.
Yeah, exactly, dude. And right now I feel
That's
like
not a perfect analogy.
not kind of, but not really.
Yeah,
But thank you for trying.
sure.
But I feel like I have control. My voice cracked. Control. Oh my!
I feel like I have control.
I feel like I have control. It's like no confidence. I feel like I feel
I'm in charge.
I feel like I'm in charge. Oh, please like me. I feel like I'm in charge of my quote unquote career. Well, where it's headed.
Mhm.
So now I'm like, and a part of me is like, am I just insecure and that's why I don't want to put shit out,
Mm.
or am I just treating this slow and respectfully in the way I should, and like not start putting stuff out so I feel comfortable with the level of my act and I have like enough time, to the point where I feel like people won't feel ripped off if they come to see me. Like see me, like if they come to watch me at a show, that's fine. Whatever, you came to see a show.
Mhm.
You came to see me, dude. Like you're gonna get ripped off, dude. I'm sorry. I'm not at the level.
He's pretty good.
I'm not.
He just needs to like figure out how to like hone his funny into structured jokes. But he's hilarious every time on stage, folks. I mean, you got to see this guy.
Come out and watch me for $45. You're headlining the fucking bar at down the street. No, I'm just kidding. That's how we set up a gig.
I don't know, man. I get what you're saying. Also, I think people are gonna come and see you anyway because they're fans of you for something else, and you want them to be your stand-up fans. And the
Yeah.
longer you hold the stand-up away from them, then the more they'll see you as something else. So I think you should put up the stand-up, but not the stuff you're doing now. No, I'm just kidding.
Yeah. No.
No, I think you're finding the balance because you get up like some weeks you get up like 20 times and like a crazy amount, and then so now you have you're figuring out how like you're stretching the limit and then seeing the line that you should be at
Right.
to where you can balance the writing and the performing. And you came up today with 5 premises, and like they were all like new premises that were funny.
Yeah, dude, that felt nice, dude. That
Yeah, it
felt
was
like
good.
like a breath of water.
Yeah,
Like,
it
I
was-
just been saying the stupid
Yeah,
story.
I love taking a breath of water.
I feel like a breath of fresh air. Dude, I've been speaking English for 25 years. No,
I keep looking at the camera at my punchlines like a douchebag. I'm like, da 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 da.
No, and then for the clips, I'm gonna just zoom in on it.
Yeah. No, I think.
A breath of water. No, see, no, today I felt like I was getting waterboarded, and it felt good. A breath of fresh water.
Oh
dude.
yeah.
Oh, dude, you have anything you want to talk about? We're at
I don't know.
we're at the 50-minute mark right here.
I felt like we were going on a good way with that religion stuff, and then you were like, "So, why did you move to New York?"
Really, that was boring the shit out of me, dude.
Oh, the religion stuff.
Yeah.
Oh,
Nah, I like it, but I had no interest in it.
okay. So you don't like.
But you seem passionate about it. I was like, I'll let him ramble on.
Oh, I thought that was better than us talking about ourselves.
I thought I know we stopped talking about that.
That's
and
more entertaining for those people than us. Like, well, I was
more.
actually thinking about doing film.
Well, no, I feel like people want to know where you're from, dude, and like your story.
Well,
and shit.
I'm from Raleigh, North Carolina, and I started stand up there, and I moved to New York for stand up, and that's my story. I don't have a great story, honestly.
Dude, you almost died, but I don't know if you're trying to say that.
I have like good stories.
You almost always die. You know, you're a really good storyteller, dude. You almost always die. That's your thing.
Nah, just
Hey,
that one time.
This next guy, everybody, he always almost dies. Give it up for Luke Davis.
When else did I almost always die or almost die?
Didn't your car flip twice?
No, it was just the one time it flipped. The other time it just went off. But yeah. It wasn't like the other time we did not almost die. But yeah, there was one time that
Hold up, went off for what?
well,
A mountain?
no, it was like it was right after I had gotten my license, and we were driving in this parking lot that was like a gravel lot.
Right.
And it was sort of like on a hill that had been flattened, and at the bottom of the hill there was like a little creek. But that was like about probably 12 feet up. And my friend, I let my friend drive my car before he had his license. I was like, yeah, you can drive. And then he tried to drift, and he fished in a Land Rover Discovery 2 99, like the real tall ones, you know?
Yeah.
And he tried to drift, and then he like fishtailed and just drove like directly off the side of the hill, and there's like a bunch of like brush and like little bushes and stuff, and we're just like just
it was
flattening.
4-wheel, right?
Yeah, and so that was like that car could handle that, you know. It was like I still drove that car.
That was your car?
Yeah, I still
nice.
drove that car for years, and eventually that car just broke down because I was a bad car owner.
Well, you were like 18, 19?
Yeah, I was 16 when that happened. But that time, I mean, we were not in any sort of like legit danger that time. But the other time, we almost died. And that time, and I've told you the story.
Yeah.
But I was with my friend, and I'm hesitant to tell like the actual like details that my parents don't know about it.
They're not gonna watch this, are they?
Well, you know, they might. I don't know. They watch my stuff.
Well, either way, you were like what? Like you were like 19 when this
we were
happened?
we were 18, and we had taken weed edibles.
Looks like your parents. Looks like your parents directly.
We had taken edibles, and but they hadn't hit us. We were gonna go drive somewhere and like hang out in the mountains, like go hiking or something. And we took edibles, and then we were like, let's go drive somewhere. But the edibles hadn't hit, but they were gonna hit while we were driving.
Yeah. Was it a rainy day?
No, it was clear, beautiful day.
Okay.
No cloud in the sky. No water on the asphalt.
No acts of God.
This was a pure speed accident. There was no.
Your friend was driving.
My friend was driving his dad's Nissan Altima.
What color
And
was it?
It was silver.
All right. Yeah. Nissan Altimas are silver.
Yeah, they are.
Most of them are. Yeah.
And like the one that kind of looks like a turtle.
Yeah.
Like a little shell, like an egg or something, you know?
Yeah.
And which thank God for that, because the shape, because he was driving, and we were on one of these mountain roads that's real windy, and the part we were coming up to a bend where you couldn't see around the corner.
Yeah.
And the cliffside was on the driver's side, and the mountainside that went up was on the passenger side. So he lost control on this turn because he was speeding, and then we started fishtailing, pointed to the left side off the mountain, right?
Yeah.
So he also, at that exact moment, we saw around the bend a car coming around and start coming towards us.
Right.
So if we stayed straight, we would drive off the mountain, like straight off.
Yeah.
If we corrected enough to stay on the road, but in the left lane and the oncoming lane, then we might have gotten hit.
Yeah.
So our only option was to get into the lane that we're supposed to be in.
Right.
Or further and potentially collide with the mountain. But,
Yeah.
you know,
Nobody-
better than driving off the mountain.
Right.
So he yanked the wheel right and just rolled the Altima, and it flipped and went upside down off the left side of the road, off the mountain. And
what in your head, was this happening fast or slow?
it was fast.
It was fast.
It was fast. And I remember while we were going down, I looked out the windshield
Yeah.
in front of us, and I was just like seeing like dirt and leaves like going over the windshield.
Right.
And it was sort of weird, like
Ah.
oh, no video?
No, it's not going.
Okay. It was sort of like, you know, when you go in a car wash and you're like, whoa.
Yeah.
Like
yeah,
you
yeah.
see the thing and you're like, whoa, that's weird.
Right.
It was like that, but like with just, you know,
Dirt.
the earth.
Yeah.
And I was like, that's not supposed to be there. And so I was in shock.
Yeah.
And then I look over at Wood,
Your friend.
my friend.
Yeah, your friend. I can bleep that out if you want.
Yeah. And he's just like looking at me like crazy intense look on his face. And we're just like, and we were sliding upside down just like a sled, like sliding down this mountain. Like we had perfectly rolled to just slide.
Damn, dude. Fuck.
And we
There could have been a branch fucking Final Destination
branch
shit.
go through
Yeah.
the windshield up, collide with me. That could have happened. If we had rolled back to where we're back on, flipped up right on the wheels, we probably would have.
Ah.
We probably would have gone way further,
Right.
because the wheels would have taken us. But instead of any of that happening, we just slid to a stop. And there was way more mountain. There was like way more
dude.
mountain to go.
Fuck.
And we got out of the car we had our windows down when we were driving, so we got out of the door windows. We climbed out of the door windows. Unclipped our seatbelts, dropped onto the windshield, and then clambered out on broken glass.
Yeah.
And then the guy who was driving toward us was now stopped, looking down at us,
Oh my
thinking
god.
surely these guys are gonna die.
Yeah.
And he sees us
Fuck.
climb out, and he's like, "Are you guys okay?" And we're like, "Yeah." And he's like, "Okay." And he just drives
just
away.
left?
Yeah, he left.
He was in a hurry.
Yeah.
Honestly, I would have done the same, dude. Whenever I see a car accident, I make sure that everyone's okay, and then I'll leave. I'm like, what am I gonna do?
Yeah. Call 911. We can do it. We're fine.
Yeah, you guys are fine.
We were fine, dude.
and then
I had like the glass had cut my arm.
and then the cops and ambulance come, or just cops?
Well, the
Who'd you guys
fire
call?
department shows up first.
So you guys call 911?
Yeah, we called
We
911.
just crashed.
And actually, no, these bikers were coming up.
Like bicyclists?
Yeah, these cyclists, and they were like, asking us what's happened, and we were
Yeah.
like, before they showed up, we were like, do we call him? Like, we're about to be high.
Oh, the weed edibles hadn't kicked in yet?
They hadn't kicked in. So the whole time, we're just like, I mean, yeah, we got to call him, but like just waiting to get high. And then the fire department comes and they start checking our vitals and they're like shining the lights in our eyes to see if we're concussed.
Oh
and
my
we're
God.
like, we're not high yet. And then this cop shows up and we both just get smacked. Just so high.
Oh, dude.
And the cop is asking Wood all these questions. And then both of our dads showed up because it was like we were there with our families.
Damn.
And so, like,
Oh.
like the cop is grilling Wood with questions, and then his dad shows up with my dad, and his dad is pissed.
What's that?
Wood's dad, yeah, because it's his car,
Oh, yeah.
and we were supposed to be there for like just like a weekend getaway with both of our families
Oh, shit.
in the
dude.
mountains of North Carolina.
And your souls almost got away, huh?
And our souls almost got, yeah, but Julian, Wood's dad,
Yeah.
and my friend's dad was like, he was like, oh yeah, cheap little weekend getaway, only cost us $5,000 fucking dollars. And
That's
Wood
an
is just,
appropriate response.
yeah, and Wood is just like, oh. He's like, oh, he's so high, and I'm just like taking it all in, and
Oh my
I'm just
God.
trying to like keep a lid on it.
Damn,
And,
dude.
And then, but then my dad was trying to alleviate the whole situation with jokes. My dad was like they were pulling the car out with these, with these,
Yeah.
and my dad is like, hey, Julian, I think you got a flat there.
Was this little pissed?
Yeah, he was like, not now, Josh.
Oh,
He's so mad,
that's
dude.
fucking great. Were you dying laughing when you said that?
I was trying not to. I was high as fuck.
Oh,
yeah.
dude. All right, that's an hour and 2 minutes.
Yeah, that's pretty good. So there's a story for you. Hopefully, my parents don't watch it, but if they do,
no anymore, dude.
I wasn't driving.
If you made it this far, dude, you deserve to listen to that gem of a story.
That's a good one, huh?
That's a fucking great one.
Oh, thanks.
This will be many more episodes. Hopefully, you want to come back. You want to do this more often?
I'd love to.
All right,
Thanks for
dude.
having me.
Yeah, dude, this might be a regular thing.
Oh man,
But
wouldn't that be great? We'll see how your folks like it.
yeah, dude.
We'll cut a little clip.
Half of them are gonna be like fucking religion.
Yeah.
Next,
Stop. Nah, man.
Yeah.
I
But
think
dude,
that.
dude, yeah, this will be fun to be like a regular thing, man.
Yeah,
to
I would
just
love to do that.
Have like a weekly show here in my van.
That sounds good.
All right, man. Well, thanks everybody for watching. I never tell anybody to subscribe, but I heard you're supposed to do that. So don't subscribe to Reverse Psychology, dude.
I'll tell them to subscribe
Tell 'em
because
to
it's not
subscribe.
mine. I stand to gain nothing. Please subscribe to Frankie Hoy on YouTube and listen to the Keep On Truckin' podcast. Also, you can
Oh yeah, plug your shit. Sorry.
you can follow me on Instagram at LD_comedy, and we put up. If you follow Frankie, you get pretty much the same content, but we put up sketches together, and
well, your stand-up. Your stand-up. You post your stand-up.
oh, and I post my stand-up sometimes
I don't
too.
post your stand-up.
And I don't. I have a roast battle on March 4th at Grove 34. So,
March 4th. Would I be here?
Hopefully,
You might be here.
so
All
you
right.
can see me take down Hannah Gerlander.
Is that-
Yeah, I only roast women.
oh yeah.
Yeah.
Wait, the past two have been women.
No, the last one was Ethan.
Women.
Have you
Alright.
seen it?
No.
I'll show it to you. All right. Thanks, guys.
Thanks a lot. Thanks for watching the Keep On Trucking podcast. Yeah. Fuck yeah, is that good?
Are you calling me a racist?